So it's Friday evening, 6:30, doing something a little different. I did not do my weekly weigh-in today. That was intentional, and I'm recording this video to supplement that. I haven't weighed myself since the day before I left for Vilnius. I went there with the best of intentions, as I always do, but I do not do well when I travel with my diet. I did one 24-hour fast from Monday to Tuesday, and as the hours piled up, I really lost discipline with my diet. And the big thing with me is just the temptation. Like I'm traveling, I'm eating off of a corporate card. I don't have access to a kitchen, and I have all of this stuff like cheeseburgers, Subway, etc. And I know I can just expense it. There's definitely something to not wanting to spend my own money on McDonald's or burgers and restaurants and stuff like that. Not wanting to go spend $50, $60 every day on food, and here I am. So that's one, that's one thing that keeps me from eating so poorly. Like, I'm not a poor man by any stretch, but at the same time, I also don't want to be spending $200, $300, $400 a week on junk food. But when I go away, not only do I not have access to food, it's a big reason why I order meal service. So I have access to healthy, I hate the word healthy, scratch that. I have access to whole foods, organic foods, no sauces, low sodium, no added sugar. I have lots of palatable foods that I can prepare pretty quickly. Whether it's my meal service stuff that I can put in the microwave in 3 minutes, or I just make some eggs if I have my wife to make me steak and some sweet potatoes. Like, I have access to foods that I like that are not toxic. But when I'm away, it's like I don't have that. And it honestly is it's very difficult, particularly when I'm in Eastern Europe and I don't know my way around and it's snowing like hell, and it's like the high is like 30 every day. It's windy. I don't feel like venturing out, and I'm getting to the office at 9 and I'm leaving at 10, 11. Not to make excuses, but it's difficult. The same thing happens when I'm in New York. I spent 5 weeks in New York last week for work, and it's like I'm working in the middle of Times Square and I'm staying at a hotel a block away, and all there is Subway, Applebee's, BBQs. There's no place where I can just get like even just a good, well-seasoned steak and vegetables. Like, I would eat that if there was. It's not just that I'm like, I can treat myself on a corporate card and go have some McDonald's. It's like everything I see is like burgers and pizza, and like there really aren't places out there where, unless you really look. But whenever I travel for work, I travel because I'm gonna work very extended hours. Like last week, I'm sure I broke a 60-hour week easily. Even Friday, I didn't leave. I got to the office and I didn't leave until 8:30 p.m. on Friday. Now, a lot of the reason I was working late last week is because I was 7 hours ahead and I was meeting with people on the New York time zone who were 7 hours behind. So like when I had that meeting, I left at 8:30 because I had a meeting that ended at 8. But for those people, it ended at 1 o'clock. So I was, I'm in early with my team, and then I'm working with them all day. And then like in the afternoon, all the people in New York start getting in. So I start having meetings 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're going to 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And it's just like the same thing happens in New York. When I was going to New York, it was because it was a very busy period, and I really needed to focus. It's just not, I know I'm not gonna work out. I know I'm not gonna lift. Like I just need. There are certain times of the year I need to just focus in, and so I don't really have time to go spend like 20 minutes each way to go to some place, I don't know, 20 minutes away. And I don't really feel like going through the trouble of searching. Maybe I need to search in advance. I don't know. I just don't know what the solution is, but traveling is a big issue for me. I'm supposed to go back over there in March, but I think I'm just gonna really push. There's a bunch of people that are saying we should just wait until it warms up because the weather was pretty miserable over there. And I guess the one thing I'd really just like to focus in on is my marathon. I really want to focus on getting under 250, if possible, under 240 for that race. And I see now that like traveling is like a 2-week dent in progress. Because last week I just feel like I really shit the bed with my diet. And I spent this week trying to kind of rein myself back in. I've done 3 24-hour fasts, but I don't think I had a good week eating at all. That's part of the reason I didn't weigh myself, because I didn't want to get discouraged. And and when I left Vilnius, I knew I had eaten poorly. And even when I came back, like one of my 24-hour fasts was Sunday to Monday. It took me 23 hours to get back. I left essentially while it was a quarter to 6 a.m. Vilnius time. When I left for the airport, I had a 7:50 a.m. flight. New York is 7 hours behind, so it was 10:45 p.m. here when I left. I called my wife like, "Hey, I'm leaving for the airport," and she was up on Friday night. And I got back Friday at 10 p.m. From my trip. I landed at Dulles Airport at 9 p.m. I got back at 10 p.m. And I literally came downstairs and I got on the couch, and I did not get off the couch until Monday morning. So while I'm saying I had 3 24-hour fasts on Sunday, I was like, I'm not cooking nothing. I don't even want to walk upstairs and wait for the microwave. And there also just was some sense of I want something pleasurable to eat because I feel like crap. So I ordered a pizza and boneless wings, and I had that Sunday morning and I didn't eat. I ordered like 11 and it got here at like 12, and I probably had finished it all by 2. And that's the only thing I ate, but that's like 6,000 calories. I ate an entire, it was a small pizza and a 10-piece wings, and I had like half a 2-liter. So to say I had a 24-hour fast, yeah, but I probably had 2 days worth of calories on Sunday. The rest of the week wasn't so bad. Yesterday though, I fasted from yesterday at noon to today at noon, but then it's like I have a habit on Fridays of like going to Silver Diner and eating dinner and like eating lunch. And so I broke my fast with like pancakes and eggs and turkey bacon, and I had an appetizer of like chicken tenders with honey mustard. Like it just, if I fast and then I have like a steak and asparagus, like I really benefit from it. But when I eat like I did today, it feels like it just was a waste. And it's like, it took me a few weeks to really get to a place where I felt like my discipline was strong. I was very proud of that last week I had, even though my weight was essentially flat week over week, but my 7-day average was down like 5 pounds. But it takes me time to kind of get into that. I feel like I'll have that kind of week next week. I feel like I wasted this week with like two days. I feel like I just ate total crap. Like today with the pancakes and the chicken tenders, and Sunday with the pizza. Like it takes me time to kind of work out of a bad eating period. And so I feel like next week I'll have a great week. I'm gonna weigh myself tomorrow, and I'm gonna check my 7-day average next Friday, and I'm gonna do my weigh-in next Friday. But like I feel like traveling is such a big disruption. I don't travel well, and I had planned to go to a concert in New York to see Nas 2 weeks from today. He's performing at MSG 2 weeks from today, almost at this time. It's 6:30 or 6:45 now. It's 8 p.m. and I had planned to go. I just feel like I don't want to get out of a rhythm. I really want to focus on, at a minimum, by May 7th, getting under 250. It's probably about 20 pounds away. I don't know what my weight is, but I feel like I'm definitely gonna be heavier than I was 2 weeks ago today. So I'm guessing I'm like 272, 273. And I want to push to come in under 270 next week. And I really just want to push to get under 265 by the end of this month. And then I really, by the end of March, I'd really like to be like knocking on the door at 255. And then by the end of April, like I said, I really, if I really start to get into a groove and week over week over week is going by, get under 250, maybe, you know, instead of being under 255, 256 by the end of March, maybe I'm under 250 and I can get to 240. Or at a minimum, my lowest, my minimum goal is 250 by May 7th, and my stretch goal is under 240. So, you know, just wanted to kind of check in terms of where I am with my fitness. I've been on it with my running. I have not been great with my lifting, but I am on track to get through all 3 this week. So I did arms 2 days ago. It's Friday. I'm about to do legs and shoulders. Tomorrow I'm going to do chest and back. I've been on it with my running. I've run 3 times this week. I'm already 11 miles for the week. I'm going to do 4 tomorrow morning, and I'm going to do 10 on Sunday. So I'm on track to hit 20 miles this week, and I'm going to start to push that up. But that's another thing, the traveling disrupted. The day I left, I had initially planned to do a long run. I needed to do laundry stuff. I didn't have time. It just is such a disruption. So I missed long runs 2 weeks in a row, so I'm just gonna do 10 this Sunday. But I'm gonna go for 12 the following week, 13. And my goal is to get to 15 by the end of this month and to push that to 20 by the end of March. And I'm on track for that. You know, my 3 runs this week were great. You know, I did 4.5, 4.5, 2.5, and no problem, cruising along. I did run twice last week. I did a 30-minute run and a 60-minute run. So, you know, I've stayed on it with the cardio, with the long runs are the pillars of the marathon training. So, you know, need to pick that back up, but I'm gonna pick up where I left off with the 10. And like I said, next week I'll go for 12, then 13, and 15 the last week of this month. That was my goal all along, 15 by the end of February, 20 by the end of March. I'm gonna do a 20 miler at the end of March, and I wanna do another one exactly 3 weeks before the race, which should be like the second weekend in April, something like that. If my race is May 7th, back up to April 30th, 23rd, it's 2 weeks. 16th. So actually it should be the 6th. So it should be the first week. It should be like April 2nd and April 16th. I should be doing 20 milers. So I'll work my way back from there, but I definitely feel like I'm on track for that. But, you know, had a lot to shake off. I know I really want to get up and running with my channel again. I really want to document this marathon prep, and I really want to get my weight down. And as I always say, you know, these videos build momentum. I watch them over and over. When I don't feel like working out, I get off the couch I watch myself work out. I'm like, come on, man, I worked out 3 times this week already. Let's get through the whole 4 or 5, whatever the goal is. So, you know, I'm gonna start pumping out the videos again. It doesn't matter if nobody on earth watches them. I watch them and they get me motivated. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna call that a video, and then I'm gonna come right back and get right into legs and shoulders.